You know what time it is. Maximum Point Sport. Welcome back to the show. And today, of course, we're going to be heading straight to the build up to the weekend games. You know what I mean? It's been a while. Of course, after a long 2 weeks, 2 weeks off, the international break actually took a lot from the Premier League, and of course, after a long 2 weeks, we are finally Premier League was finally back during the weekend. During the midweek. Of course, we had loads and loads and loads of games. Because we're going to be highlighting a lot of these games. But of course, where do we start from? Where do we start from? There is only one place, of course. We definitely start with Arsenal. The game. On Tuesday, Fulham, traveled to the Emirates Stadium. Of course, that game, yeah, it was actually a game I can just, in one word, describe as a game of mixed feelings. You know what I mean? Tuesday was a game where, after that long time out, everyone was kind of all right. It's going to be a time when Bukayo Saka was definitely returning back. The enthusiasm, the fans, the coaches, the players, everyone was really, really in the mood, because we want to welcome back the star boy in it. But what do we get? First half of the game, I don't know, but that first half was one of the poorest first half I've seen this season. Yeah, absolutely shambolic. You know what I mean? Understandably so. Anyway, I didn't want to get on the players. You know what I mean? That's simply because it's a historic thing. You know what I mean? After every international break, there seem to be players coming back with a lot of fatigue, after long travels. You know what I mean? International function seems to be always a difficult function, and the fact that it is always the big teams who field most of the players, out there on international duties. By the way, that first half once more, it was shambolic. It was shambolic, and but then we gotta go through Mikel Merino. Mikel Merino, we just need to talk a little bit about this guy. This guy is really, really doing his job. I personally, I said earlier that I would prefer Calafiori in that role, and I didn't change my stance anyways because I feel Calafiori actually, for me personally, it's going to bring out more output of a striker than Mikel Merino. But give Merino his full flowers. Give Merino his goddamn full flowers. The guy's come in and done his job. There are very, very few strikers in the Premier League who are doing better than him. I think Salah or Isak, apart from them two, I don't think there's any other who's doing better. Haaland, kind of okay, but aside these three players, I don't think there's any other striker doing better. And this is actually a midfielder who's just stepping up to fill in, for a striker. Is absolutely mad. Give him his flowers. I really, really enjoy what Mikel Merino is doing at the moment. He's growing in confidence, and that shot, it looks like a fluke shot, but that's what confidence gives you. Like, you just want to hit. You just want to hit. If you like, and I love what the commentator said that day. Yeah, you don't score if you don't shoot. You know what I mean? And if he shot and he missed that ball, no one's gonna blame him. He's not a striker, isn't he? He's not a striker. It's not really. And for the fact that he was covered with around about a couple of defenders, so if he had missed that shot, no one's always gonna get on him. But he took that shot with confidence, and look at that. Although he took a little deflection, and it was a goal. Full credit to Mikel Merino for the job he's done. He's been really, really fantastic for us now. Since Kai Havertz and then Gabriel Jesus was out. But what can we say? By the way, I really, really want to talk about the refereeing in that game. The side, the linesmen and the referee, they had an absolute shocker. I don't understand that when Arsenal was attacking on the opposite half, and then Gabriel went down. Gabriel went down on. The linesmen were looking. The referee saw, And they never made the call to stop the play. They never halted the play and allowed the play to go on. All right, fine. It would have been understandable just a little bit if, I mean, Fulham were attacking us and Gabriel went down there and then it was ignored for a few seconds. But Arsenal was actually on the progression. And for you not to have called that, and Gabriel was really, really suffering. Fulham, and when Fulham actually started in fact, when they had the ball and they were actually attacking Arsenal here, they still left the game going. That is an absolute shocker. It's an absolute blunder from the referee. I don't know. I feel sometimes, yeah, I feel I could even do a better job than these guys. This PGMO, I mean, sack them all. For me, yeah, sack them all. They've been absolutely horrendous. They've been absolutely shit. They've been shocking. You know what I mean? It is what it is. That's what we've been getting all season, decisions and decisions against us week after week and after week. What's man going to do? But it was good. It was a good. It was just the only positive from that first half was just that goal, and Gabriel went down to injury. Of course, he was holding his hamstring. Everyone knew it was hamstring, and you lot know what hamstring is. Hamstring, once you get a hamstring injury, it's always going to be months. You know what I mean? And when he went down and was going out, a part of me was really, really trying to believe it was something else. Like it should be, let it just be something else because of the hope of the Real Madrid game. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like this season seems like a cost one. Like it's really, really cost in the sense that like we just got Saka back, and then on same day, Gabriel goes out. Like I was really kind of building confidence towards this Real Madrid game. But Gabriel going out, Timber not fit. It's been rumored that Urian Timber is going to feature in the game. But if we don't have a fully fit Urian Timber, then you can just get the best out of him. You can't get the best out of him. He's really, really bad. And this player are part of the three best players we have Arsenal this season. Urian Timber, Gabriel Magalhaes, and of course Thomas Partey. These are the three best players like we've got all through the season, and two of them gone, and we're facing Real Madrid. It's an absolute nightmare. I don't think that's there's any positive in that. There's absolutely no positive in that. The return of Saka, and you could see that really, really affected the players. It really, really affected the players. But then we moved on, and it was the second half. That second half, yeah. Oh my days. You know, one of the major excitement that people had building up to this game was imagine, you know, uh Bukayo Saka, just running down the line, training, doing his exercise just to get subbed on the 70th minutes, the crowd and every time it happened exactly that. Every time he went around, jogging around the line, the fans were just clapping him, the players, everyone was excited. The stadium was really, really full of excitement. You know what I mean? And of course, this man, after being out for 4 months, got subbed onto the pitch, and it took him 7 minutes to make a statement. It took him only 7 minutes to make a statement, and he did. And put some respect on that name, Bukayo Saka. You know what I mean? People were saying, Ethan Waneri, Bukayo Saka is back. He has to, fight his way into the team. Yeah, I mean, all respect to Ethan Waneri and what he's done. He's actually had a very, very big potential, and he's absolutely going to do things for Arsenal in it. But put some respect on the name Bukayo Saka. It's the guy. He's the best player, and he done what he did. He done what he does every time, and that is cool. His positioning, his instinct, his passes. He looked really sharp, when he came on, and the coach actually said he looked ready, and he did. He actually looks ready. He looks ready to go. But what's man going to do? It was, of course, he came and made the game 2-0. It was a kind of scrappy game when, even after Urian Timber went out, it was like, I mean, another defender going out in the second half. It was a very, very bad watch. It was a very, very bad watch. A game of mixed feelings. Everyone wants to be excited about Saka, but having these two guys go down, it was actually a big game of mixed feelings. But then it's all about um, um, getting what's before you, like what's it's just about finishing the meal before you eat it, and then the guys don't what they have to do. I mean, it's a 2-0, and even though Fulham came back and scored a goal, and late on, but it is what it is, and you could see the drop off between Gabriel and Kivio. The drop off is there. If you see the goal, Marcelo Kelly was actually running back because he was actually up the pitch, and when he was chasing back the ball, Kivio, who was closer, to the winger. Normally, Kivio was supposed to go and mark the winger while Marcelo Kelly takes his position, but instead he decided to stay back and allow Marcelo Kelly to run a longer distance. And of course, because of the longer distance, he couldn't meet up, and then he took the strike, and that what led to the goal. So those are the little mistakes, and you cannot afford to have these mistakes when you have players like Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius Junior, Rodrigo, like Martin. You can't afford to have this kind of mistakes in you, and that's why it's understandably everyone will will be kind of flat-footed. Like the fans will be kind of flat-footed when during the game if we don't have those guys, because they are the injury room. They are the. I really wanted to. I was excited about Real Madrid game for two reasons, and one of the main reasons was that I because I know like the strength of the defense we have. Our defense is rated like in the past couple in the last couple of seasons, like it's been rated like, yeah, and not just the rating, it's been performing at peak level. You know what I mean? So I really wanted to test that defense with a proper international attack. In the likes of Vini and Kylian and all of that, but to have them two out of the game, even if Union Timber comes back, yeah, to not have him in his full potential play that game is already a loss. Like for me, if he's not fit, he shouldn't be feeding, because we need he should we need him fit. He should be rested even for the second leg. For me, if you tell me if he's not fit, if he's not fully fit for that game, he should be left out, because a 70% fit Union Timber is not enough. I would rather prefer you fill in another person and give him that rest, ahead of the second leg. And all Arsenal just have to do is to just try and scrape out a result, because that's the situation, that's the reality. I know we are going to be talking about deep analysis of what to expect and all of that, and I'm going to be telling you exactly what I feel about our game coming up. I'm going to be telling you about what I feel. You know what I mean? But of course, on Monday we have a very good episode on that, and we'll discuss about ahead of the game against Real Madrid. Um, Now, it is what it is, and what we have at hand now is to move. The game against Everton. That's what we have to talk about now. And right now, that game against Everton, feeding the under 21, feeding on the 16, feeding the Arsenal on the 16. I do not want to see any first player play that game. You see that tackle from James Tarkowski? That was absolutely shambolic. That's a season-ending tackle. Yeah. Again, that's where you look at this PGMOL, and then you don't know, yeah, what they're doing. PGMOL, I don't know exactly what they are doing. That tackle is a red card tackle, and for him for McAllister to continue that game, I mean, it's really joy for me. There are many players that if they receive that tackle, definitely go out of the season. It's that bad. It's that bad. So I wouldn't want to have that kind of situation, and I will rest all first team player today against Everton. That 3 points is not important for me. I know everyone wants to say, okay, let's win. If we win that, we put a bit, at least a little bit more pressure on Liverpool and stuff like that. Yeah, understandably so. But the league is done for me. The league is done for me. I said it earlier, and I said it will be very, very horrendous. It will take something out of this world for Liverpool to lose that league. And they've actually paid their due like from the first half of the season. They paid Liverpool already paid their dues, and that's what they're enjoying now. That's the benefit they're enjoying now. You cannot take that away from them. Injury hit Arsenal cannot really match the strength that Liverpool putting out, are fielding out week in week out. You know what I mean? So for me, the league is done. Please let it slide. You know what I mean? Just try to protect the little chance we've got in the Champions League. It's only one game. After the Real Madrid game, if we got a chance to go to if we get a result, be it any result, a win or a draw, then of course you can really keep that momentum going. And if it is the opposite and it's sure that Arsenal's going out, then of course you can try to do what you want. But right now, I would say the more realistic trophy right now is the Champions League. So feeding the system, that's absolutely what Mikel Arteta has to do this weekend. Everything got really, really mad statistics, and the statistics are really, really mad in the last. They have not. The game against Liverpool 2 nights ago was just the first game they lost in 10 games. They've not lost a game in 9 games consecutively, and so they're really strong in confidence. And in six head-to-heads against Arsenal, they have not lost. The loss against Arsenal last season uh, at Goodson Park was the only time they lost uh, in the last 6 meetings away from. It's the statistics is mad. They have very very big confidence going into this game. They barely have nothing to lose. So of course they're going to come out. They're really hot from the Liverpool game because they feel they should have gotten a result out of that game. So for me, they're going to be very, very aggressive in that game. Leave that game. It doesn't matter what result that game yields. The focus should be Real Madrid. For me, the focus should absolutely be Real Madrid. And right before I forget this, yeah, the same day Tuesday, Manchester United went ahead and played a game away at Nottingham Forest. And this shocking statistics, I have some shocking statistics about Manchester United. I'm going to be telling you about 5 statistics, and one of the major ones was Manchester United, as a club as huge as Manchester United, have not racked up 2 consecutive Premier League away wins since February 2024. That is horrendous. That is I don't know how is this thing happening. How are they managing to put this kind of awful statistics up? Like a club of that magnitude, it's horrendous. You know what I mean? And it doesn't represent what the club, like what the stature of the club looks and stuff like that. So what am I talking about? Like it's going to be for me. The season is just one direction. It's only going one direction right now. And I was actually telling someone this morning, and I said like only 1 or 2 games can just shatter your whole season. Liverpool fans will understand what I'm talking about here. Like you could build very very positive things, like big things and all of that, but just 2 games can take them all away from you. And you saw what happened to Liverpool in the Carabao Cup, in the Champions League, and in the FA Cup. Everything gone. Liverpool had the potential to take in all four of these trophies. Like, and they can command that because that is where they've been all season. You know what I mean? They've really made statement in the Champions League to top the group, and they won all the games in the Premier League. Lost only 1 game all season. They have the firepower. You know what I mean? But having these right now, like they're gone all of this, they're gone out of all of this competition in just a matter of a week or two. So it's actually it's you can never predict. That's the good thing about football. Yeah, can never predict the outcome, and you see when players like of course when we face Real Madrid, you never know. It's been rumored that uh, Rudiger is not going to feature. He's actually facing a panel based on, of course, the gesture which he did on the day after the game against Atletico Madrid. I think Mbappe and Vini and Ceballos, I think they're gonna get fined. Probably so, but in particular, I think Rudiger may not feature in that game, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. The Our strength is not in the offensive line right now. Our strength was it was the defense. Now, in fact, that's even the little tweak about it. You know, we were really out of the offensive force before. Now our defense is gone, and our offensive strength seems to come back a bit. But then you cannot go on and really do great things if you're so much disbalanced in that way. But like I said, an in-depth analysis. Do I still really believe that something can be done? Yes, of course. But like I said, we are going to have a real in-depth analysis on this in in the coming day. And just to talk about some other few games that was played, over the midweek. Manchester City, of course, won 2-0 against Leicester City. That was understandably so. Haaland out, Mamouche, and really did the job, and it was 2-0 way at the end. I don't know why Tottenham have this very shocking statistics against Chelsea. Like, no matter how poor Chelsea is, they seem to always go there and crumble. You know what I mean? It's poor, it's horrendous. I don't know how it's happening. I actually expected Tottenham to go out there and try win that game, gain some confidence, give the fans some confidence ahead of the Europa League. But right now, the team looks so really poor, low in confidence, no winning games, no scoring goals, nothing. Everyone's back from injury, and still teams not really performing. It is what it is. This Tottenham has lost 16 games in 30 league matches. That is horrendous. That is absolutely horrendous. You lost more than half of the games you've played. And that's a very horrendous statistics. You know what I mean? And well, it is what it is, and that sums up where they are and on the league table. It sums everything up there, and yeah, we're moving to the weekend, and I am just saying only one thing. Just before we round up this, just before I round up this, I just want to say only one thing. Mikel Arteta, bench them all, bench them all. I don't want to see no David Raya. I don't want to see no Saliba. I don't want to see. In fact, I don't want to see no Marcelo Skelly, no Thomas Partey, no Declan Rice, no Odegaard, no Martinelli. Of course, don't even try. I don't want to see Saka. You know that. Like you shouldn't be on the bench. Like you should be sat right there, dining on the director's table, right at the top of that stadium. I don't want to see any of them near the bank that day. Like, yeah, they should be ready. They should be prepared ahead of the game, the midweek next week. Because what if it's halftime and the scoreline is Arsenal 3, Real Madrid 0? I'm going haywire. I'm absolutely going haywire. Welcome back, guys. Of course, we are definitely. I introduced a podcast last week, and I said we are going to be starting a new podcast, the Fans React podcast. You know what I mean? You don't just want to listen to that podcast and everything's ready. That podcast is going to be out soon. We are actually going. We're actually moving mad. Yeah, I mean, it's very fun to watch. You would definitely want to watch it. What the fans are saying. It doesn't matter who you support. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter. Everyone are getting cooked in that Fan React. If you're a Chelsea fan, you get cooked. If you're Manchester United fan, you absolutely get cooked. Arsenal, you're getting cooked as well. It doesn't matter. You're getting cooked. Everyone's getting cooked, and it's definitely a place to be. Absolutely. Maximum points for once more. If you're here and you're watching this video, you're not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you lot soon.